According to Ian Begley, the Knicks are among several teams with interest in trading for Donovan Mitchell. We know that. The Cavs touched base with Utah about a Donovan Mitchell trade in recent days, per SNY sources. Cleveland's level of interest in Mitchell is unknown, but the Cavs have the young players and picks to put together a competitive package. Of course, the Wizards and the Hornets are among teams that are interested in Donovan Mitchell, as reported by The Athletic. From a Knicks perspective, the club can offer the strongest package for Mitchell. Utah knows this, and the Knicks know it. So this trade is essentially the Knicks to lose. So, Isaiah, I want you to talk to me, man. You heard what I just read. The Cavs have emerged as a potential suitor. Do you think it's serious? The Cavs are serious, or I'm not going to say that this is a ploy from the Utah Jazz because, you know, the report is coming from Ian Begley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. I take it with. I think it's a little mixture of both of them. In the case of, I think this is a ploy by Danny Ainge to entice the Knicks to hurry up and get the trade done and default to the demands. And I also do think a certain extent.
How is that a ploy by Danny Ainge when the report is coming from Ian Begley? So, I mean,
hey man,
I mean, do you think that they've reached out to Ian Begley to say, hey, Ian, will you put this report out us to help make the Knicks move it along?
Well, no, I mean, but you know, rumors, and they get confirmed sources and stuff like that. You know, Ian Begley's a reporter, so, you know, he could tap in with somebody from Utah to talk to them and see what's going on, or talk to somebody in Cleveland. Again, I think the Cavs want Donovan Mitchell? Probably. I mean, look, I think feel like they're in a position where they want to go to the next step. They made the playoffs, right, last year, right?
They made the playoffs last year. They were very good last year.
Yeah, they were very good. We could barely beat. I think we only beat them once.
If that, I don't even remember. But for a good portion of the season, they were like top 4 in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. And the thing with them is they have a lot of players.
Yeah,
they have a lot of players.
They do. The issue with having a lot of players is that Danny Ainge may not be looking to take back a lot of contracts.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too with them is that, I mean, they have they have a good mixture of veterans and guys really on their first contract. So I could see it. I mean, I'm just not the biggest fan of small backcourts again, but hey, they can do it if they want because they actually have a lot of big players, Paul.
Yeah, you don't have to say pause. You're a young man. We get it. We know you can move beyond that. You're 28 years old now. You can move beyond that. Go ahead, Tony.
I'll be 29 in like another week or two.
Okay, so you can move beyond the whole pause thing. We're good. We know. We know you just found somebody that might be the one.
Oh yeah. See, Sim, this is Sim.
You can hold off on the pause thing. We get it.
Sim, this is why I really don't like telling you stuff, man, because you always do this, Sim.
It's feeling like the JVP right now.
Oh man, Sim, yo.
Oh man. So I think I'm gonna save you, Isaiah. I think like you said, the last episode we did, last show we did. I think right now what it does is it makes us have to up the unprotection, the protections, or get rid of them,
right.
Because ultimately, I mean, they still got Kevin Love, who I believe is expiring at this point.
Might be
where that's a big chunk right there. So now it's really about the compensation of the draft picks. So if they can match two unprotected, or if they can go to 3, yeah, I think it absolutely makes us have to up our offer in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
I agree. I don't think it's about the players. I think it's about the draft compensation. That's what we've been hearing from the beginning. That's what happened with Gobert, which made them even take the offer. You know what I mean? So I think ultimately it's going to boil down to the draft compensation being what Utah wants. And it's very believable. Love is a big contract that can move. And then, as you guys mentioned, there are young players that are feasible that they could take a combination of this guy and this guy or this guy and that guy
Right.
and make it work. So
And if they don't want to take on contracts that are too long, and since they're young guys, they probably don't have seriously long contracts besides Darius Garland, and I doubt Darius Garland is going to be one who's moved in the trade, then they can move those players for draft picks to try to pick up that draft compensation that they're looking for. I still believe, just like Ian Begley says, that the Knicks are in the driver's seat. The Knicks have the best offer, right? So I think it's the Knicks to lose. And if the Knicks do not end up with Donovan Mitchell, it's not going to be because they were, well, I guess you can say that they were outbid, but it's not going to be because the Knicks didn't have the draft capital or the players to make the trade happen. It's going to be because they chose not to make the trade happen, right? They chose to say, no, that's too rich for our blood. We think we can do this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
and,
because
and still be competitive, you know?
Yeah, of course.
My question is, are you upset with that? And or are you okay with it? Because even if they believe, the assets can be converted down the line, it's ultimately down the line. So we're going to have to wait before we know what the next potential opportunity is.
See, that's the thing.
Tony,
that's the thing. People like Isaiah, will always be like, we can say that we can get this, we can get another player. But then my question is always, when is that? When is the next player coming down the line? You don't, you may be holding on to these picks and nobody becomes available, and now, you're just making the picks, and those picks may or may not convey, to be a really, really good player. I think that's what the Knicks have to grapple with. You know what I mean? When is that next player coming? Who is that next? I mean, for years we've been saying, yeah, hold on for this, for the next player, for the next player, for the next player. Finally, it's here. Are the Knicks going to be willing to pony up? I guess that's going to be the question. Do you see, Tony, who else would be coming down the pike? I mean, if you look at Karl Anthony Towns was a guy that people said Leon Rose had interest in. Doesn't look like they're going anywhere. Minnesota's trying to contend out in the West right now. So it doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon. Right? I mean, when you look at all these young players that across the league, they're wrapped up.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say. Go ahead, Isaiah. I'll let you talk.
No, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Somebody has to let me talk. No, so my big thing with the time thing, right? And this is what I always come with is that, okay, look, Donovan Mitchell, we have a young team. In all retrospect, our team is young. Our average age is about 23 to 24. I'm comfortable with it because one, we match his time frame in a certain way.
Who?
And Donovan Mitchell. To me, I believe time is on our side because at the end of the day, each year that goes by, you're going to get less and less for Donovan Mitchell because he could just leave after a while. Also, too, another thing that I think is on our side is that, listen, man, we talk about when is the next person going to come. I mean, Sim, if we look at the trajectory of the NBA, each year there's a new superstar on the move. Each year there's a new guy that we didn't expect to move. I mean, it got to a point where even KD was talking about leaving.
But I don't think we're interested in KD, right? My question is this: I think people known for a while. It's been rumored that Donovan Mitchell could be on the move. Who else is there even rumors that could be on the move out there? That you would say, yeah, the potential is there. I mean, when you look at the New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, they got CJ McCollum. They're going to try that out. I know there's a lot of people that think Zion is going to end up being a New York Knick because of RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish. I mean, we don't know what Cam Reddish turns out to be, but they look pretty comfortable in New Orleans. They made the playoffs last year without Zion there. Now you got C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion. That looks like a situation they're going to try out for a little while. John Morant ain't going nowhere, right? That's not going to be.
So here's my thing too, right?
So you're talking about a 25-year-old player that hasn't reached his prime yet. Where are you finding that guy that you're going to have 10 years to build around still? Potentially. I'll say potentially. Not for sure, but potentially. Where are you finding that guy?
I mean, good.
Here's the thing, Isaiah. I understand what you're saying, and it's not like it doesn't make sense. But the problem is Mitchell is better than anybody on our team, right? So if he comes here, if we
right
get
now,
him, that's all that matters.
So we have
now.
We have someone on our team that's going to be better than Donovan Mitchell.
I think potentially.
I mean, for it to happen, somebody has to ascend, and Mitchell has to regress. Because Mitchell's not a finished product.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, 25 years old, he should still be improving for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So that being said, we don't have anybody better than him. So if you have a chance to trade for somebody who's better than everyone on your team and is definitively going to be the best player on your team, I think you do it.
But Tony, here's my big thing is that at what cost? Because look, and again, now I feel like we're overhyping Donovan Mitchell. He is a great young player. He is. He's a great young player. But at what cost do we do this? At what cost do you do this? Because again, then we're talking about we want to get the second guy after that. How are you going to get the second guy?
Figure it out when
Tony, we can't. No, Tony, Tony.
If you never get in that position, then what? If we don't make the move now, then we still have to make two moves.
Tony, you want to know that? You know what thinking?
That's true.
You know what thinking that was, Tim? Tony, you know what thinking that was? And y'all gonna get upset when I say this. Y'all know where I'm going. Y'all know where I'm gonna go with this.
What thinking?
The Carmelo Anthony era. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Hold on. I gotta say it because here we go.
Totally
Here's
different.
the thing.
Totally
no. Let me tell you why.
Different.
Hold on. Let me tell you why.
Stoudemire was done first.
Yep.
But
they made the first move already.
But hold on, Tony. The big thing with that, right? The big thing with that was that when we talked about Carmelo Anthony, we got Carmelo, and we botched it. After that, all that is botched.
But okay, let me stop you right here. I'm gonna stop you right here. It was botched not because they didn't have the assets to get other players, because they made bad moves. So that's why they had the assets.
Like Amnesty, a guy who's going into free agency and trading for somebody when you could have used that cap space to bring CP3.
Right. So they made bad moves, not that they didn't have the assets to bring in players. They made bad moves. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a big difference there. There's a big difference in my opinion.
But hold on, son. But here's another thing, right? Is the big difference with one, everybody in the league knew in 2009 to 2010, Amari needs were bad. You didn't get them insured because you needed the guy. But hold on, this all factors in. But this all factors in.
It doesn't, because you're going back to an old regime that made mistakes. They made mistakes there. They made mistakes after they got Carmelo Anthony. That doesn't have to do with the assets that they have. We're talking about this move with this regime and if they will have assets afterwards. You're talking as if they didn't have assets, and that's the reason why they didn't get players. I'm saying they did have assets. They just brought in the wrong players.
Can I make another point?
And so I think that's a difference between this regime and that regime. You know what I mean? You can't base Leon Rose and what they're going to do off of what those guys did back then. I just don't think you can do that because they haven't proven to be those guys. As you can see right now during these negotiations, they haven't proven to be those guys.
But
real quick, Isaiah, because I'll forget. But just to piggyback about this regime, they came in here as novice. They came in here with no experience. They came in here banking of using their previous profession and their connections and networking to do the job that they're trying to do. And we've seen it through their tender that's how they make moves. It's based off of relationships that they already have. And there's a relationship, like he fits that bill. Yeah. You know what I mean? So this is what they were brought here to do. Bring in one of the guys that they're already familiar with, that they have connections with. It was Karl Anthony Towns. It was Booker. It was Brunson. Now, Brunson was the first move that they kind of did off of their connections. This is another one. But being that this is how they maneuver, their options are somewhat limited. You know what I mean? They're not working like a traditional front office and knowing the game and having those relationships. They're using the relationships that they have. So
that's fine, Tony. But here's my thing, though. No, you don't have to do it, because here's the thing, right? You're giving and I can't get with this mindset, because this to me was the mindset of the Carmelo Anthony era of, well, we'll figure it out. If we trade all these pieces, we trade all these young players, because we already saw the offer that they got. They didn't like it, so they want more from that. So we're talking about trading more draft capital, more players. It's to bring in Donovan Mitchell, and then we got to figure out the second move. We got to figure out who we got. We're going to bank on the second move, and the second move may never come.
But let me ask you this, because
then we're going to be mediocre, and then we're going to cry about it, and we're going to complain each year. And that's what we did.
If you don't make the Donovan Mitchell move, we're probably going to be mediocre, because now you're banking on having to still make the first move. Because I don't care. I do not believe that this roster in the future, 5 years from now, if you got the same roster, I don't believe this roster is netting you 50 wins. I don't.
I beg to differ.
I would love to see that, but we're probably not going to get to that point, because a move is going to be made. I just don't think that this roster 5 years from now is getting you 50 wins. I don't. And you're saying that, the same way right now, if you don't make the move, you still got to figure out how you make the first move. You still got to figure things out. That's what it's always going to be about. When you make a move, you got to figure out the rest. If you don't make a move, you're still going to have to figure some things out with this roster.
But here's the thing, though, son. So again, right, you have players. So another thing too is that you have players that are coming up next year. You have the Andrew Wiggins.
What do you mean coming up?
You have the Jaylen Browns.
Yeah,
like that can freely come here. That can freely come here without trading them.
True. Okay.
My thing is, we're gonna put all this on Donovan Mitchell, which you have to go with absence for. When to me, again, Donovan Mitchell just isn't to me worth it.
My thing is, these guys you're talking about. First of all, Andrew Wiggins is probably proven best to be a second or third option, right? So you might as well just
Donovan Mitchell's not a first option.
He's more of a first option than Andrew Wiggins
and Jaylen Brown.
And he's 25 years old. He's 25 years old. He's got time to grow. If you're talking about bringing in Andrew Wiggins, you're probably talking about bringing in
Andrew Wiggins, who was the second best player in the finals.
He's not the second best player on that team.
What you mean it don't matter? That matters.
He's not the second best player on that basketball team.
He had the opportunity.
Andrew Wiggins wasn't the second best player on the Warriors
in the finals. In the finals, probably.
When I talk about
I think arguably, but the problem is, or the issue is, he was able to do that because he was on the Warriors.
Exactly.
That's the difference. Brown is able to do what he's done,
and Jaylen Brown was the best player
alongside Tatum.
But Jaylen Brown was the best player on the other side.
Who was the offensive sidekick to Donovan Mitchell? The sixth man. Think about it.
We see
he's been the number one option.
But Tony, we've seen him.
But none of those guys, except Wiggins,
I'm just gonna say this. We're banking. We're gonna bank on Jaylen Brown leaving the Boston Celtics, who just made it to the NBA
I wasn't
Finals.
banking. I just said there was options.
No, I'm saying right, but that's a very slim option. Very slim option that he's going to leave the Boston.
They can't keep free agents.
No ad.
They
no
can't keep free agents. They don't keep free agents.
Come on, man. You're banking on like this is something that's here and now that you can actually tangibly get, and we're banking on a hypothetical that Jaylen Brown is going to leave the Boston Celtics, who just made the NBA Finals, is playing with Jason Tatum. Has a very good team around him. He's going to leave it for the New York Knicks. No,
it's not even probable. It's unlikely.
Yeah,
no, stop doing that. It's the NBA. It's nothing's unlikely anymore.
Look at the trend of what's
Tony,
going on.
Tony, you just had a man request a trade with 4 years left on his contract. You can't tell me that's not impossible. Sorry,
unlikely.
Unlikely. No one said impossible.
No one thought Kevin Durant was trying to leave, but he tried to leave.
Come on, man.
And where is he?
Yeah,
we'll talk about it later.
Because he had no choice. But I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, come on. You know, we're talking about young 25-year-olds. We're not talking about a 32-year-old disgruntled guy who's looking for, you know, his legacy.
Where's Andrew?
And mad because his buddy is having problems there too. You know, that's
so.
Come on.
Okay, I can ask you a question. I want to ask both of you a question.
I'm going to get to a phone call because I'm going to say this. 2 years ago, when Andrew Wiggins was probably what? How old is Andrew Wiggins right now? 28?
20.
Yeah, 2 years ago, he would have scoffed at bringing in Andrew Wiggins. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to bring in Andrew Wiggins.
I would have scoffed?
You would have scoffed at it.
I always liked Andrew Wiggins.
You would have scoffed at it because he was making $30 million a year and he wasn't able to get the Minnesota Timberwolves any place. That's exactly what you're saying about Donovan Mitchell. That's exactly what you would have said about Andrew Wiggins. Now he's got Steph Curry, he's got Klay Thompson, he's got Draymond Green, and all of a sudden, he might be a free agent. We can give him $35 million. When 2 years ago, when he was 25 years old, like Donovan Mitchell, playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you would have scoffed at it. Mad people scoffed at it, including myself. I ain't even gonna lie.
And that's the difference. His credentials are proven alone. He's carried his team alone.
Yeah.
Now he'll be in a situation, in my opinion, that's better. That he has other people that have been proven to do the same.
They have like the top number one defense for all those years. They had the number one seed. They still didn't do anything.
I'm only speaking about what he's done offensively, carrying them.
Yeah. But the same thing that you're saying about Donovan Mitchell, you would have said about Andrew Wiggins back then. Now all of a sudden you're riding the coattails. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name.
Yeah, I hate when you do. Oh, wow.
Caller, you there? Maybe he's not paying attention. We'll move on. We'll get back to the next caller that calls in. You know, I'm just saying the way that I see it. You know, I know, yeah, you're right. You don't want to give up everything. You know what I mean? But
can I ask you both a question, please?
Go get this man. Get this man.
Where does he rank as a shooting guard? Where'd you rank him?
I guess I'll say it like this.
Oh, here we go.
I guess I'll say it like this.
Here we go.
I guess I'll say it like this. He's 25 years old, right? And has one of the best scoring averages in the playoffs.
I was just gonna say I rank him 7th all time.
So where we going? One of the best scoring averages in the playoffs on a team that needed scoring, right? Let me get to the caller. Caller, you live. Tell me your name.
Oh my God.
Caller, you there?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
It's Eddie from Hillside.
What's going on, Eddie? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I just got one question. I haven't heard anybody really touch on this topic. And it's why can't we just wait till free agency for him?
Because that's like 4 years away.
That's 4 years away?
Yeah, it's about 4 years away.
Okay.
Yep.
3 because the fourth year is a player option.
I thought it was like 2 years.
Okay, so 3 years because the fourth year is a player option. So yeah, we'd have some time to wait, and by that time, you know what I mean. Who knows who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I would think by that time we'll know what RJ is. We'll know what Grimes is. You know, we'll know what a whole lot of our players will be like. You know, especially giving away Toppin. I don't think You know, I'm all there for the trade, but I don't think Toppin should be a part of the trade because that's one of the guys. That's like one of our New York guys. I think like certain players shouldn't be on a list of being traded like RJ and Toppin because I think it'd be detrimental for the team, like the team mental. Like RJ here one day they was here, then now like it's going. Granted, it is the NBA, but it's like RJ is kind of like the face of the Knicks.
Yeah. Now see,
but
I'm with you with RJ. With Obi, I like Obi. I really do. I like Obi. I want to see Obi excel and be everything that he can be. But if I had to put Obi in the trade, I'm putting him in the trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Obi and RJ, that's like our Judge and Jeter.
Okay. I get it.
You know,
I
like
get it.
we're about to see them come up.
I get it. I dig what you're saying, but I would definitely move Obi. I'm really hesitant on the RJ thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I want to keep. I mean, I want RJ to be with Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You know
that, and Obi too. The only thing Obi needs is just a point guard, but he's blocked by Randall. So if Randall wasn't on the team, I think everybody would be having a different outlook on keeping Obi or not. But with Randall right there right now, it's hard to do anything with Obi.
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say because wait, can I ask you a question, brother?
I mean, it's hard. I'll get to you in a second, Isaiah. It's hard to say because I'm one who feels like you gotta knock the next guy out your spot if you want to be there. You know what I'm saying? If like when you look at Kobe Bryant and Eddie Jones back in the day, Eddie Jones was a really, really good ball player. But they looked and they said, we gotta move Eddie Jones because we gotta put Kobe in that spot because Kobe is that guy. It's my opinion that you gotta be able to knock that guy out. If you're not good enough to knock that guy out of there, then who's to say that you're gonna be that good? Especially at his age.
I want to respond to both of you.
And that's a whole other thing that we don't think about also too. His age he is older than a lot of the players that's on that team right now.
Yeah.
And he's just now getting in the league.
Right. Exactly. Go ahead, Tony.
You're right, but I'm gonna give you an example of the opposite, where the Warriors moved on from Monte Ellis in favor of Steph Curry, who wasn't Steph Curry at that time. It was a projected thing maybe, but that was a controversial move in moving on from Monte Ellis. And then I want to give Isaiah some credit as well. Like, I wouldn't necessarily wait till free agency, but I'm not opposed to walking away if the deal is not to your liking, and then waiting a year, waiting 2 years, because even though he's not a free agent until after 3 years, I think the contract is the contract. So I think you can still pursue him moving forward as the years go by, and then the value, to Isaiah's credit, maybe the package doesn't have to be as vital, as big.
Yeah.
Also, caller, are you Obi's cousin or last name Toppin or something?
I think the caller. I think we lost him. I think he hung up.
Because God leave, man, he
lost him. But yeah, I don't know. I would move Obi. I like Obi, but I would move Obi. But getting back to, talking about these guys, also, according to Ian Begley, the Utah Jazz continue to have strong interest in Knicks wing RJ Barrett, per SNY sources. Evan Fournier's name has also come up in discussions. The Jazz are seeking multiple first-round picks. Utah would want at least one of the trio of Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, and Emmanuel Quickley, one of those guys, in a trade if RJ Barrett is included, per sources. Then he says, where do the Knicks land on including RJ Barrett, or where do they stand on including RJ Barrett? Last month, according to Ian Begley, SNY reported that people in touch with the Knicks early in free agency were under the impression that the club had no interest in trading RJ Barrett. That stance has shifted. Some New York decision makers are open to including Barrett in a trade for Mitchell, according to sources. So, Tony, your thoughts?
I'm sorry. You said one of Obi, Quickly, and who else?
And Quentin Grimes.
Or Quentin Grimes. And that's even if they're taking RJ?
Yes. That's with RJ being in the trade. That's what Utah would want, right? It said, according to Ian Begley, the Jazz are seeking multiple first-round picks. Utah would want at least one of the trio of Obi, Grimes, and Quickly in a trade if RJ Barrett is included.
I'm torn, to be honest. Like how many firsts now? You know what I mean? Like if you gotta be dropping down to like 2 firsts after that. You know what I mean?
You dig what I'm saying?
That's the only way I'm even considering. I still gotta ponder after that, but you know what I mean? It has to bring the pick package significantly down.
Yeah.
Right. And I gotta pick the one out of the 3 that you want.
That you're gonna take. And you know, they're probably, and listen, other reports have said that the players isn't the problem. It's the picks. You know, now, you know, it could have changed. It could be different now. But where are you on including RJ Barrett? You know my stance. I don't want to include RJ Barrett. I'm not exactly saying it's going to be a game stopper for me, but it's very, very close to being a game, you know, nixing the trade for me.
Well, what I will say is it's not a game stopper for me, but it does change what else I'm willing to include, and you know what I mean. Like that's my last resort, honestly. But I'm not opposed to it, and that's only because I think it'll lessen the pick package, which makes us more able to make another move when it presents itself. And ultimately, I mean, I prefer them together, but I'm not opposed to it. Like, I don't know if RJ will ever become as good as Donovan Mitchell. And that's just me being honest. Like, I don't know if he will.
Right. And see, that's, I agree with you. I don't know if he will either. You know, but I just wonder if you're including RJ, and then if you're including RJ, you know, you got to be, you know, it's got to be Evan Fournier, not one of these other young guys. You know, and then now you're banking on Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, and then I guess you're hoping that Quentin Grimes is going to become as good as RJ. I'm not sure that he's going to become as good as RJ.
Or my guy Cam. My guy Cam.
You know, I mean, but still, we're not. Cam hasn't proven that he's going to be as good as RJ.
That's a fact.
You know
he hasn't proven it,
so,
but I'm just saying we're hoping.
You know, it makes that's why it's a tough one for me. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a tough one. Isaiah, what's your thinking, man?
You gotta let me cook a little bit, Sim. Just a little bit. You gotta let me cook with this. Where do I start? I'm not gonna lie to you, Sim. I was upset. I texted you this morning. I was upset. I texted you like 8 o'clock in the morning. You don't text me back, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll let it rock. Sim, I'm just tired of the RJ disrespect. I really, really am. I'm tired of the disrespect that this guy has to face. I'm tired of a fan base that is, I don't say they're split because I know a lot of people like RJ, but there's these people that just, I don't know, Sim, it bothers me the way people treat RJ. Like, I don't like it, man. It's like, yo, and I got upset with the front office that this leak that some of the people in the front office that make decisions want to trade him. And I'm like, yo, why do you want to trade one of our foundational pieces, one of our cornerstones, out of the Kev? It's kind of crazy to me that we are having this discussion when I feel like, yo, no, a lot of these other teams don't go through this. with their young player. Their top.
I disagree. I disagree.
Oh,
I disagree.
okay. I mean,
I think
but-
all teams go through it and potentially would trade a player for another player. That's how
I
the
understand
league
that,
works.
I can wholeheartedly. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I can understand. We talking about trading. If this was a top 5 player, if we talking about trading for Jason Tatum, trading for Luka, trading for Giannis or one of these guys, I can wholeheartedly understand that. But we're talking about Donovan Mitchell. And I'm not trying to disrespect Donovan Mitchell, but come on, bro. Like, he's a top 20 player.
Will
top
RJ
20?
will RJ be a top 20 player?
I think he will be one day. That's me.
I mean,
But
because but hold on, though. But I just want to say this.
he
Though,
might,
because,
but he ain't gonna make the official list the way he gets snubbed.
well, yeah, they always snub him though. But that's why I say the disrespect keeps coming. Because
but is that coming from Knicks fans though? I mean, because you're coming at Knicks fans about RJ. I don't know that Knicks fans are disrespecting
No,
RJ.
Sam, I've been seeing it today. People like get rid of him, trade him. Da 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 da.
I mean, I think just because someone is willing to move him doesn't mean that they're disrespecting.
But Sim,
I think that's different.
All right, okay, maybe not be disrespect, but I'm just saying I'm tired of this, bro, because it's like, yo, he wants to be here. Each year we ask RJ to get better, he gets better. He shows us something more. He's only 22 years old. He plays defense. He's working on trying to become one of the better two-way wings, man. It's just like, yo, we don't give our own time. Like, yo, we're not the Lakers. We can't just win through free agency or win through just trades and not having foundational pieces. I mean, wholehearted. Look at the teams that make it to the finals. Besides, honestly, the Lakers and the Miami Heat in the bubble championship, they have their foundational top players on their teams. And it just, for me, it's just like, yo, why would you not want to pair RJ with Mitchell, with Donovan Mitchell, rather than trading RJ?
I get it. And I think they're probably working hard not to include him in the trade, but we also got to understand that RJ is probably not Steph Curry or Giannis, right? Or, Jason Tatum. He's probably not those guys. And it's no diss towards him. I'm just saying what I think about RJ Barrett. And maybe the front office feels the same way. And maybe they feel Donovan Mitchell is. You know what I mean? And then they might also be looking at and saying, if we're going to trade for Donovan Mitchell, and I'm going to put it out there again, I want to keep RJ. Like I said, it is almost a game stopper for me because I want to keep RJ. I want Donovan Mitchell and RJ together. But they might be looking and saying, if we bring in Donovan Mitchell, they're not going to take Julius Randle. So that means we have Julius Randle's contract. We got Donovan Mitchell's contract. We got RJ's. We got Jalen Brunson. Are we cool with moving 3 years into the future with that group? So that's probably a question that's what they're thinking about. Are we cool? Are we cool with going with that group? Or can we make a move, even if we have to move RJ, we can bring in someone cheaper that's in that slot, then maybe that person is a shooter, this, that, and the third, whatever they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? And then we have money, because people are worried about, not fans, they're not basing things on fans, but they're probably also worried about how do we make moves in the future, and they're looking at the salary, right? Because they don't know how much they got to pay RJ, or they probably do know how much they got to pay him. I'm sure they've had those discussions. So that's where the thinking and the discussions are coming in. He's got to be included. Everybody on the team has to be included in these discussions. Would we trade this guy? Would we trade this guy? Would we trade this guy? The report says some people, not everybody, some people within the organization are in support of it.
But sometimes for me, man, I get it. Because you're not gonna be a giant group think in your front office, and it's gonna be played. But to me, man, this should have just never been a thing. Because again, man, I believe stuff like that goes volumes into your franchise. We talk about culture, we talk about building something. You don't trade some of your young players. I'm sorry, you don't trade one of the guys that wants to be here, that wants to be a Knick, that works his ass off every season, but and gets better every season. Because to me, there's crucial points in the teams, right? And I'll go to the Warriors, and this is one of the great examples for me. with the Warriors, right? There was a time where the Warriors could have got Kevin Love for Klay Thompson. And this wasn't the Klay Thompson that we know and that we all respect and love. This wasn't the all defense top shooter Klay Thompson. This was a young Klay Thompson. And this was an established Kevin Love. They had a chance to go get him. They said no. And no, please, before people kill me, I'm not talking about RJ being Klay Thompson. I'm not. But I'm using this saying that, you know what? They believed in Klay Thompson so much that they didn't take the established talent of Kevin Love, who was honestly the best power forward at the time, for Klay Thompson.
I get it.
And look what happened.
I get it. I understand that. And there have also been teams who did not trade a player. And that player, the Knicks didn't trade Iman Shumpert because they thought he was going to be something. We could have traded him for Kyle Lowry.
Okay, you're right. You're fair. That's
right.
Fair. We could have had Kyle Lowry.
The Knicks could have traded Iman Shumpert for Kyle Lowry. They did not. How did that turn out? It happens both ways. It's always a chance, either way you go. You know what I'm saying? They also could have said, Kevin Love doesn't fit what we're trying to do. Klay Thompson does. So that also comes into play. And we don't know how the Knicks are thinking about the fit either. You know? So I'm not saying to go out and push the trade for RJ Barrett. I don't want the Knicks to trade RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell. I want them to find another way to bring Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand the thinking behind it, because there's a ton of people. There's people on both sides of the coin. Some people that say, hey, I'll move RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell. And some people like, no, I don't want to. I can understand both sides of the coin.
And some people are saying, I don't want to, but I know I might have to, or I understand. You know what I mean? I'm not pushing for it.
But for Danny Ainge to even have the courage, I mean, I get it. To even Danny Ainge to say that I need RJ plus a player plus picks, you out of your mind, bro. I'm sorry, Donovan Mitchell isn't that good. Sorry, I'd rather just stick with what we got. Me personally.
I mean, or maybe. Just
Can I be honest?
Or maybe just like you say, people are underestimating RJ. Maybe you're underestimating Donovan Mitchell.
So I'm gonna be fair, and you can call me. I know what you're gonna call me when I say this. I'd rather pay Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, not me.
Than Donovan Mitchell.
Not me.
Why not though? Tell me why.
So you're banking on.
So you're gonna put Andrew Wiggins and RJ Barrett. It's going to be Andrew Wiggins and RJ Barrett basically duplicating each other.
How they duplicate each other? Tell me. How, bro?
They're basically the same player, except Andrew Wiggins can shoot.
So wait, hold on. We can't have two switchable wings? You could have a lineup of Jalen Brunson and RJ at the 2, Wiggins at the 3, I'm thinking about the defensive switchability.
But Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell are two different players. They play a different style of the game.
How?
Huh?
How?
They
what
play a
style
different game,
don't play?
and then you have like a superior talent in Donovan Mitchell, right? Because Jalen Brunson can play a little bit more off the ball. Those two guys are very, very. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying that they're very similar. I think your team is going to be slow. If you put Andrew Wiggins and RJ Barrett out there together, I think your team is going to be slow. RJ Barrett, Andrew Wiggins, and Julius Randle. I think your team is going to be very slow. Who you got running off screens to take shots and things like that. And I think that's the way that they're looking to try to figure out how that they build this team. And then you're probably paying $35 million for Andrew Wiggins, who's not going to be your number one.
Hold on, wait. So let me see. This is where I need you to do some research. I need you to hold on,
Wiggins had RJ's aggression, he'd be a top 10 player.
Hold
in the
on.
league.
I need y'all to do some research because this is the cap. This is the cap. I'm about to get y'all right here. Do we not see Andrew Wiggins or RJ play in Canada? Are we just going to forget about that?
This is the NBA. This is not Canada.
Hold on. No. Do we not see
Canada? This is way.
You can't.
The level is very different, Isaiah.
Hold on, Sam. No.
The level of play is very different.
Sam, you can't say.
Did you see Carmelo? Did you see Carmelo go to the Olympics and be Olympic Melo? Did he do the same thing in the NBA?
But he's still Carmelo Anthony.
No. Answer my question.
He was still averaging 26. He was still averaging. He was coming off the bench.
I'm saying it's a different it's a different game. It's a different game.
But hold on,
It's
son. But hold on. But see, this is everybody killing me in the chat right now. But I'm just curious about how y'all killing me with that. But we just see Andrew Wiggins in the finals stop a hot Jason Tatum who was killing everybody.
That's cool.
Hold on,
I'm just saying. You're saying the same things over and over. I get it. I'm not paying him $35 million to be my number one guy. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not paying him to be my number one guy.
I like him.
I like him, but I don't think he's my number one guy.
Number one guy. I'm not opposed to even having him, but I know that he's not going to be the go-to guy.
Yeah,
he has to play. He has to play.
Donovan Mitchell? What has Donovan Mitchell done?
Go
Top
do your
7
research.
All-time playoff scoring
Tony,
average.
let him go do his research and find out what he's done.
No.
Let me get to a call.
You could listen. Jordan scored 63 in a playoff game and he still lost. I don't care about.
I know that's my exact point. That's my exact point. That's my exact point. You scored 63 and he still lost. That means he was doing his job. He just didn't have a good enough team.
Sim,
Donovan Mitchell did not have a good enough team. It's not just him.
See,
just like Andrew Wiggins with Minnesota. Just like Andrew Wiggins.
This lie about him not having a good team.
We didn't say a good team. We said good enough. Your seeding doesn't mean that much, Isaiah. I'm sorry. Everybody always wants to focus on the seeding. It doesn't mean that much.
Still got to win 16 games.
When you're in the regular season, you face teams that don't have players. You face teams that are on back-to-backs and this and that and the third. You know what I'm saying?
So you can't don't matter no more.
No one said that. It doesn't mean as much as you're putting the emphasis on.
With the number one team.
You're putting the emphasis on that seeding like the number one team wins it every year. Or like the number one team.
Was the number one team in the NBA 2 years ago, right?
I mean,
number one. They have a top 5 defense most of the time. Like now we're discrediting. To me, now we're discrediting Rudy Gobert and those guys. We're discrediting.
I am discrediting those guys because I don't think that they.
Joe Ingles.
I am. Because to me, those guys are decent, but they wasn't good. It was like Patrick Ewing having John Starks and this guy and that guy. It wasn't enough. That's where I'm at with it. Let me see if I got this caller here. Caller, you're live. Can you hear me?
Yo, Sim, what's good? It's JJ from Brooklyn. How's
JJ, what's going on with you, my brother? How you feeling? I'm good, man.
Feeling good, man. How's everyone, man?
Good, man. Good, man.
Good.
Obviously, you can see people on two sides of the coins of Donovan Mitchell and this and that, and we got Andrew Wiggins in the mix. We should sign Andrew Wiggins instead of trade for Donovan Mitchell and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
so
go ahead,
the
man.
more I think about Mitchell, man, like I'm kind of with you, what you were saying, Sim. Like, who was his number 2 guy? Rudy Gobert, a guy that would get benched in playoff games? Bogdanovich, very nice role player. He never really had a second guy or a first guy to help him. We had a bunch of role players with him. But the thing is, if we get him, I think down the line, fairly soon after, we're going to have to make another big move. So everybody getting upset about trading RJ, I think he's going to be moved eventually anyway for that other star. In my opinion, like if we're going to get that other big piece, I think he's going to be the guy that's a big piece of that package down the line anyway soon. So I'm not too hung up on, I just think with Knicks fans, they're kind of like, it's like an emotional attachment to RJ. It's not really on the court thing because do we think he's ever going to be number 1 or 2, which Mitchell already is? In my opinion, I don't think so. Like if we're talking a true title contender, if you ever get to that point.
Well, why can't RJ be a number 2?
Huh?
Why can't RJ be a number 2? He's only 22 years old. Why can't he be number 2?
Because he's falling at a lot of things right now. He doesn't finish at the hoop. He doesn't have a mid-range yet. His defense.
He's 22 years old.
I hear RJ's defense wasn't good this year.
He can't get better. He's only 22 years old.
So let me bring that question back to Isaiah.
When Bullock left, it was hard for him to guard the ones. RJ, I know that's a big leap guarding the number 2s to having to defend the number 1 score.
Exactly, his first year, bro.
Yeah. So can I bring that question back to Isaiah?
That role again next year.
Yes, because he's going to be a year stronger, a year better, a year wiser. He's going to learn. He's going to help guard. Hold on. When we talk about guarding number 1s, a lot of people can't guard number 1s. You really can't.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, to be fair, you like it's not that many Kawhi Leonards, prime Kawhi
It's
Leonards in the
tough. I
Spurs
got you
Yeah.
on that.
around.
So Isaiah,
That's rare.
Isaiah, let me bring that question back to you, because you keep saying Donovan Mitchell ain't a number one. If RJ can develop to be a number two, which I think Donovan Mitchell is a number one, then why can't Donovan Mitchell develop to be a number one? He's 25 years old, got a lot of time left in his league. He hasn't reached his prime.
Can you name me a 6'1" scoring first option?
What does it matter?
What do you mean it matters?
Have you
Have you seen the East?
What was your question?
Have you looked across the league? There's been plenty of guys that scored 25,
there's
30
plenty.
points per
Hold on.
game from that
There's
position.
plenty. I'm asking you, Sim. Name me the 6'1" first scoring option. Name them.
I mean, I don't know what we have in the league right now. It may not be in the league
don't do
right
that,
now.
Sim. You know there's not no 6'1" scoring option. There's
Okay,
not.
Donovan Mitchell's not. Oh, okay, Donovan Mitchell. There you go. Donovan Mitchell is a 6'1" scoring option, number one scoring option.
Okay.
There you go. Donovan Mitchell, 6'1" scoring,
All right.
number one scoring. Allen Iverson was a 6'1" scoring number one scoring option.
Don't bring up AI. Please don't.
You asked me to name some guys.
I'm talking about one person. I'm talking
Isaiah
about
Thomas.
Isaiah
that's still
Thomas
playing
was
in the
smaller
league
than
right
that.
now, Tony. That's playing in the
Isaiah
league right
Thomas
now.
was smaller than that. I mean, Allen Iverson was that. I mean, you're gonna get small guys that are good.
But to be
Donovan
the
Mitchell
number
is one of them.
To be the number one scoring option. Come on. When do we see those guys lead their teams to the finals?
Allen Iverson led his team to the finals.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying those guys may not always come along that are 6'1".
So basically,
scoring options.
Donovan Mitchell's a unicorn.
There you go.
Yes.
Yo, Sim, I got a
hate
quick
you.
question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if we did get Mitchell, what is the next, say, position or type of player that you think? Because we're gonna have to make another move to really be a true contender.
Shooters. We gotta have some guys that can really shoot the ball. And if RJ is here, he
like
got to be able to
3&D
shoot the
guys
ball.
type players?
Yeah, exactly. If RJ is here, he got to be able to shoot the ball. You also might have to look at the fit with Julius Randle.
Right. I mean, could we get RJ back to that? Because 2 years ago, he shot, I think, about 40% from three. So if we could get him back to that, or even in between what he shot this year and last year, like if we could get him 37, 38.
I think he can get back to that. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
think he
I don't
could.
know. I know Steph
think he
is
could.
not sure he'll ever be a good shooter, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
we'll see.
debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Trae Young is like 6'1", ain't he?
It's just the
First
thing
of all,
with
they-
RJ. A lot of I just
Kyrie
see a lot
is
of
like-
untouchable.
Well, I
Like-
thought Kyrie was a little taller than 6'1". Maybe he is 6'1".
Kyrie's like 6'2", 6'3". Come on. Don't try to.
Yeah, I think he's
You
like
try to-
6'2"-ish.
6'2".
Okay, I'll
6'2".
be fair. Sam. I seen somebody say,
Yeah.
somebody did say Trae Young. Okay, that's cool.
You
Trae
might
Young.
as well throw Kyrie over there. He's 6'2".
No.
He's a-
I said 6'1".
It's an inch.
Kyrie's like
there's an
6'2",
inch
6'3".
No, he's 6'2". Come on.
Dame time.
Dame 6'3".
Come on. Anyway, go ahead, JJ, man. Sorry to interrupt you with this
just-
foolishness.
all good. Just the thing with RJ, I hear a lot of like untouchable. Like, in my opinion, he's not an untouchable talent. It's just that Knicks fans have an emotional connection. He's our guy. He's our third pick, but he doesn't have a talent like an untouchable type talent. You know, I hear he got to 20 points and on like 18 shots on 40%. That's not like some like huge achievement, in my opinion, at least. If he did it efficiently, then I would say, that's dope. That's a real big time leap. But just averaging more points because it's taken a lot more shots than 2 years ago, I don't think that's like huge improvement in my eyes, at least.
Yeah.
Know,
Nah. I hear you, man.
you know.
Listen. I'm trying to get Donovan Mitchell.
Another one is
Without
Brunson
RJ,
this
alright.
year. If we don't get Donovan Mitchell,
I'm trying to bring in Donovan Mitchell. That's that. I'm trying to bring Donovan Mitchell to this team. The Knicks need that.
Yeah.
They need that. They need the talent. They need that
You
kind
think
of
this
talent,
gets
that
done?
kind of player, man. I do. I think it gets done. I think right
Yeah.
now there's a lot of negotiating going on. As a matter of fact, I'm more encouraged now than I was a few weeks ago, because a few weeks ago you didn't hear about You didn't hear much about any kind of offers being out there. Now you're really hearing about offers. To me, it's apparent now that the negotiations are truly going on. Wasn't so sure back then. Yeah, so JJ, appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no
You
doubt
guys
about
have a good day, all right?
Appreciate you, bro. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Andy in the building, man. What's going on, Andy? How you feeling?
Yo, what up, Sam, Tone, Isaiah? Listen, when I heard the rumor, I had to be on, and I'm not talking about the RJ trade, the Donovan trade, just the Isaiah girlfriend, rumor. And I'm gonna say it's a rumor because I checked Facebook and he's still, single and relationship status. So, bro, it's definitely a rumor. Gotta get that confirmed.
Yo, Andy, you gotta relax, man, Andy. Yo, see, Andy, this is why I don't like telling. Andy, I confine this. I've even confined this.
You got to switch it yourself.
Hold on. Oh yeah, I know. I see. Thank you, Tony. I see it now. Hold on. Let me shut up.
Yeah, Andy said it was a rumor. Now you confirming everything. I told Sim this, and he leaked it.
Man, look. Andy doing some Vlad TV stuff tactics right now to get me to stitch on myself. That's all that is.
Yeah, Sim. But to the topic, I really hate, and I don't know where this 6-1 convo is coming from. I'm really shocked about it because it's not like every 6'2 player is better than every 6'1 player, right? It's not like height is everything,
right?
And people point out, oh, it's the 6'1 backcourt. I would like to ask these people if they can find me a backcourt of 6'5 or 6'6 guys that won a ring. Like that has to be exactly 6'6 and 6'6 and they won a ring, or they were like 6'7 and 6'7, whatever, like that anomaly, right? That these guys had exactly the same height and they won a ring. Is that the recipe for a championship? That your backcourt has to be certain height? No, it ain't. It's more of the skill set, the heart, the game, and stuff like that. So I don't get why, Isaiah. Why don't you go and find like 2-point guards that are like 210 in weight? Who won with 210? Got two guards that were exactly 210 in weight and won a chip. Point me out those guards. I'm crazy with this.
Andy, hold on. So here's the thing, right? Here's my issue. Is that no, I'm not saying that, just because you got you have 2 6'1 guys, you can't win. I'm not saying that, or they're not talented, or I believe that if we have a 6'5 point guard and a 6'8 shooting guard, that you're automatically gonna win. No, what I'm saying is, Andy, come on, bro. Look at the history of the game. Besides the Pistons in the 80s. A small backcourt do not win, and the Raptors. With hold on. We gotta blow that myth out the water too, because Fred VanVleet was not starting. They played together, but he was not starting
most of the minutes.
It was Danny Green and Kyle Lowry as the backcourt.
So you assume that Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell are playing the entire 48-minute game?
No, he's assuming that Danny Green is better than Fred VanVleet now because he's higher.
Danny Green.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is because you can obviously, if Fred VanVleet came off the bench and still played 35 minutes a game, a lot of those minutes with Kyle Lowry, then you can say, okay, you know what, we gotta put one of these guys on the bench and put a little bit more height in the game when we need that height.
Okay,
right?
So
that's why you have switchable lineups.
So tell me this. Tell me why Dame and CJ didn't work.
Because maybe they just weren't good enough. Maybe it didn't have to do with their size. Maybe they just weren't good enough.
I mean, you had one that almost averaged 30, another one that was averaged 25. How was that not good enough?
Because you were playing in a better conference.
And playing Golden State.
And these teams that have better players.
Isaiah,
just because
remember the Knicks when we played versus the Bulls? It's just not, the situation is just wrong.
But I'm just, again, to me, having two, okay, all right. So tell me this, Andy, and please, and I want you to be honest. No joking right now. We in the playoffs, right? Let's say we get Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. We're facing the Milwaukee Bucks. We got to switch. How's that going to work?
Why we gotta switch, though?
Who are they guarding?
Hold up.
Why we gotta switch?
Or
Yeah.
Is
Why we gotta switch?
Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton?
but wait a minute. Or maybe, what if Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell are scoring and they're like, we need to get smaller so we can match up. No one ever wants to look at the other side of the possibilities. They only want to look at their side of what they think is going to happen.
Let me ask you this, Isaiah. You just don't want Donovan Mitchell? Like you feel like he's not a good fit for this team? Like what? Because it seems like because we're beyond talking about what the trade package is. You're focusing on the 6-1 backcourt.
Yes, because Tony, you want to know why? Because the Bucks are not going nowhere. The Heat not going nowhere. The Sixers are not going nowhere. The Celtics are not going nowhere.
Your preference is not to get Donovan Mitchell at all.
I'm just going to say those teams ain't going nowhere if we stay the same. And if we stay the same, we're going to be maybe the 10th seed looking in if we stay the same. Or maybe we get to that, we'll be in the play-in. We'll be fighting for that play-in. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We stay the same as we are right now. Those teams are going to remain the way that they are with the talent that they have. We're not going to get that much better. And we're going to be 42 and 40, you know what I'm saying? Figuring out what we're going to do next, how we're going to get better next.
Or we could
so
be
you
like,
don't want him at all, right? I just got to have that answer.
Me personally, no, I'd rather just wait for him. That's just me.
Wait for Donovan Mitchell?
So your problem is with the package.
If he really wants to be here, he'll be here.
I'm not waiting for, 4 years? I mean,
why can't we wait for him?
I'm not waiting for 4 years. He'll be 29 going on 30 years old. He'll be
28.
He's 25 years now.
Oh, okay, 29.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that, right? That is more akin to the Melo trade. Melo was like 28 going on 29. Maybe he was 27.
No. Melo was 25 when he got to the Knicks.
Wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
In 2010?
No, I don't think Melo was. I think Melo was 27 or 28.
He was not 27. He was either 25 or 26.
No.
I think he was 26.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure he was a little older.
He wasn't older.
He was drafted at 19.
In 2003.
All right, let me see. Hold on, let me go to.
He was 26 then.
Huh? Are you looking at it right now?
Because 2003
are you looking at it right now? That's
2003. 2003 he was 19.
I'm asking you, are you looking at it right now, or are you making calculations?
Just rumors.
So he got traded. He was 26 and he turned 27 in 11-12.
Oh my, Sim, you just like the weird argument. I swear to God.
I'm just telling you what happened. I said he was 26. What are you talking about? See, you're just arguing to argue. I said he was 26 and he turned 27 in 11-12.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All I'm Andy, but to me, at the end of the day, I just don't see small backcourts winning. I don't remember the last time a small backcourt won NBA championship. I just don't see it.
Isaiah, so
it's all right.
Would you rather keep Fournier or start Donovan Mitchell instead of Fournier in the lineup?
Oh my God, why do y'all do this? Of course, I'll start Donovan Mitchell.
See, so you like small backcourts.
But you gave me an either or.
No, and you picked the better one, right?
Well, of course, Donovan Mitchell's better than ever for you. Come on.
Well, we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. The Cleveland Cavaliers have emerged. I don't think it's. I'm sure they're interested, but I don't think they're really a challenge. I still think it's in the Knicks' court, right? I think everything is in the Knicks' court, and if they don't make the move, then it tells you. It just tells you a lot about their thinking, right? That they're just not comfortable with giving up as much as the Utah Jazz want, or whatever it is. Or they're worried about being able to build the team. However it is, if Donovan Mitchell is not a Knick, then it's the Knicks are the ones who said, forget it, we're out. because I think they hold the cards as far as it's concerned with, with other teams.
So do you think Knicks fans would complain? Let's say we keep this roster, right? Do you think Knicks fans would complain if we get 45 to 46 wins?
No, I don't. Not now, but then they're going to expect that we're going to get better. And I don't know that this team gets that much better.
But see, so here's my big thing, Sam, too, with this is that why can't we get better?
Because I don't think we have the talent to go to the next level.
But I think we do though, because
we have the talent.
But Sam, be honest. Did you think Cleveland was gonna make the playoffs last year?
I did not pay attention to really what Cleveland had or did not have.
But I'm saying that to say that no one thought Cleveland was gonna make it to the playoffs last year. Mm-hmm. No one thought the Memphis Grizzlies were gonna be what they were this year. Or last year.
Nobody thought the Knicks were gonna be the 4 seed. And then the next year they dropped.
But I'm saying
because the talent is not there.
No, I think it. But see, this is why I disagree
to get you over the top. The talent to get you over the top, in my opinion, is not there. I think you need that exceptional talent to get you over the top, and I don't think we have it on this team. That's just me. I don't think we have that exceptional talent.
I think we do because, again, to me,
who?
I think Obi's going to be a good player. I think
no. I said exceptional, not good. Exceptional is very different from good.
Okay, you're right. But I'm saying, though, that we finally, this is me, I'm going to say it, we finally got a point guard that we've been asking for I don't know how many years. That changes a lot. And you talked about this.
We talked
about this. It changes a lot.
I agree that it changes a lot. And when we went over the schedule, I was speaking about it with Steph, and I said, I'm factoring in Jalen Brunson's impact on this team, but also factoring in how good the Eastern Conference is and how much better teams are going to get through moves, through chemistry, et cetera, et cetera. And I still think it keeps the Knicks at about 42 wins.
I disagree. I think we're going to get 45 to 46.
I don't. And 45 to 46 in the Eastern Conference still gets you in the play-in.
Yeah, 6 seed.
It's what?
6 seed.
I don't know. What was the 6 seed last year? What was the record of the 6 seed?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Because 45 wins is, I think, like Charlotte had like 45 wins. They were in the play-in, I believe. Okay, so 46 wins. Chicago had 46 wins. Brooklyn was the 7th seed at 47. That's a play-in. Atlanta had 43 wins, 8th seed, play-in. Cleveland, 44 wins, 9th seed, play-in. Charlotte Hornets, 43 wins. Yeah, 46 is not, and that was 46 with Lonzo Ball being hurt the end of the season. 46 wins, probably not getting you in the playoffs this year, get you into the play-in.
I think this team, I think the point guard was the big thing, and it unlocked a lot of potential for a lot of these young kids because they haven't had a point guard. RJ hasn't had a point guard since high school, and all these other dudes haven't had point guards. Obi Toppin, who needs a point guard like yesterday, he has one. I think it's going to change a lot.
Okay, well, we're going to find out. Let me get to a couple of super chats here that I've been missing. Big Lou, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's a good and blessed day to come onto your show. Thank you. We appreciate it." Says, "Sim, you always do a good show. I love listening to your show. Thank you very much." Ron and Raw Hebrew, big shout out to those guys. Still Knicks fans is in the chat right now. Big shout out to Raw Hebrew. He said, "I'm old school from Brooklyn, and I'm just not sold on Donovan Mitchell." And I think he said he's an old school B-boy from Brooklyn. He's just not sold on Donovan Mitchell. I get it. I am sold on Donovan Mitchell. I think that dude can hoop like crazy. And I think he's going to be, I think he would take the Knicks this season to 47, 48 wins. And then we build on that. Paris Duggar, thank you for the super chat. He said, this is his second super chat. I got to go back and find the first one. He said, our win timeline starts 2024, actually.
Yes.
I mean, maybe.
Thanks for the super chat.
I mean, 2024, we don't want to start, our timeline to start winning basketball games, like have a winning record. It's 2024 after we gave Jalen Brunson his money. Julius Randle's on a 4-year contract. If we sign RJ Barrett, he's on a 4 to 5 year contract. And so we still waiting another 2 seasons before we win. And then those guys only got 2 years left on it. I don't know. Man. We spending money. The Knicks spending I'm not spending money. The Knicks are spending money. I think when they start spending money, they start expecting those win totals to get better. We will see. Andy, do you agree with that? When do you expect the Knicks to start having a winner? I'm not even talking playoffs, winning record. My expectation is that this season right here, we're 41 wins or better. That's my expectation. 41 wins or better.
I think that should be the goal, right? At least 42 wins, 41, 42 wins. So we can hover around for a season or two around that play-in positioning. But after that, we got to make make a move this offseason just to get better, buy the Donovan move or in the next trade that we're going to do. Because like you said, I don't see this roster. Listen, with this roster, we can still be the fifth best team in the Atlantic Division. So how are we going to make the top 6 in the East?
Brooklyn.
that's
Boston,
impossible. So
Toronto, Philadelphia.
Toronto.
Just saying.
I think honestly though, I think we're gonna. I'm going for 44, 46 wins. We won 37 wins last year when literally everything went wrong with us. No point guard. Randall had his worst season of his career. D Rose was out. There's a lot of turmoil going on. I'm sorry. I think Jalen Brunson gets us 10 more wins.
Okay.
So
we will see.
And please, when I'm right, can we pin this video, please?
Sure. Jack City, thank you for the super chat. He said, can we talk a little bit more about the Cavs offers, like how many draft picks, players that's aiming to be traded instead of just talking about the Knicks? We talked a little bit earlier about, some of the young players that the Cavs could possibly offer. And so, I don't know their salary cap in and out. You know what I mean? But, we could take a look at it, what they do have and talk about some of the players that they could possibly offer. Right now, they don't have as many draft picks as the New York Knicks. Okay, so they can offer some unprotected draft picks, but here's the thing about that. Their draft picks, even if they offer 4 unprotected draft picks, which I don't think they're going to do, right? I don't know how many draft picks they have available. I'm going to see if I can find that. But you're talking about a team who they bring in Donovan Mitchell, they get a lot better, not just a little bit better like the Knicks. They get a lot better, and all of their draft picks are going to be in the 20s, right? Between 20 and 30. With the Knicks, obviously they can offer more draft picks, okay? And then you're still looking at the possibility that, you're going to get a draft pick that is between 17, 18, 19, 20, something like that. Possible. Now, if we talk about what the Cleveland Cavaliers can offer players as far as a trade, they're going to have to throw in somebody with a bigger contract. You got Kevin Love, $28.9 million. That can eat up a lot of that contract. So now it's easier to throw in, to put an Isaac Okoro in there. right?
That's him. I think their bigger pawn is Colin Sexton, because he's
Colin Sexton.
available for resigning, and they can resign him for a little bit more money, but for one season, so the Jazz can
Right.
get off that contract next offseason. So
Right. Okay, so they could. Right. They could. But can they do
But
that now?
Okoro's a cheaper long-term piece.
But can they do that now, Andy? Can they re-sign Colin Sexton now? Because I think, like, I don't even think they have. I don't think they gave a qualifying offer to him. So I think he's just unrestricted. I don't know if they can. I don't know. Maybe they can. I don't know if they can do a sign and trade with him now.
I was thinking he's restricted though. Or maybe that time was to late June or something like that. So maybe
he is restricted. Because did they give a qualifying offer to him? I don't, because if you don't give a qualifying offer,
I thought they
I don't
did.
know. Maybe I'm not
I thought
sure.
they did.
I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything that's wrong. But maybe that is an option. Obviously, they're not going to do Darius Garland.
And listen, and they don't want to move any of those, 3, 4, and 5 guys, because that's the key to the
Exactly.
building the franchise, right?
Right.
So,
right. So I could see a guy like Isaac Okoro. Would the Utah Jazz want Isaac Okoro over? I mean, maybe they would want him over Quickly or Obi or Quentin Grimes. They got the rookie, Okai Abaji. That maybe they'd have some interest. He's got a longer contract. Well, it's not really a longer contract. It's under contract until the end of next season, and then there's a couple of team options in there. So I mean, they have some young players, but I mean, maybe Karis LeVert. Maybe they'd be interested. He's got an $18.8 million contract that ends, this season. So that would be a way for Utah Jazz to, trade for a guy, but then not have to deal with him anymore. So they have some enticing players, but they're not going to trade their core. So Jared Allen, they're not going to trade Jared Allen, I don't think, because he's part of that
they
core,
really like Jared Allen,
right? They're not going to trade Darius Garland. They're not going to trade Evan Mobley, in my opinion. I mean, Evan Mobley's on a great contract for for his potential.
That kid's gonna be a great power forward one day, man.
Right. So I can't see him moving him.
It's gonna be. It won't be most likely Isaac Okoro.
Yeah, you can see him throwing Isaac Okoro in the trade and using Kevin Love.
Also, they also got LeVert too, son.
Yeah, they got Karis LeVert. They got Karis LeVert that they could throw in there. Is he gonna? I don't know what his health history is like right now, but they probably wouldn't be looking to keep him anyway, right? So I guess his health history wouldn't really matter as much because they probably wouldn't be looking to keep him. Now I'm gonna take a look and see what kind of draft picks they have coming up. And let me see, the Cleveland Cavaliers, as far as draft picks, they have, in 2023, they had their own 1 through 14. And then there's a pick. Okay, so the 2023 pick, I guess, is protected 1 through 14. And then 15 through 30 goes to Indiana.
So they don't have the pick because they can't trade that pick if that's the case.
2024 they have 1 pick in 2024, that's their own. 1 pick in 2025, that's their own. 1 pick in 2026, that's their own, all the way to 2029. So that's what they have as far as first round picks. I'm not even going to talk about the second round picks. That's
so they just can't start until 24 or 23.
Right. So they could do like 24, 26, 28. Something like that.
Yeah, I think they have the package. It's really about, because at this particular point, they only got to get 3 unprotected because we're
possibly.
our report is 2. You know what I mean? So right now they just got to beat us by 1,
Right.
and then you know what I mean. And then all right, we'll give the 3, and then you know what I mean. So
Right.
it's
And then
I
the
think
Knicks
they have
the Knicks have their own pick in 2023. They have Dallas's pick from 11 through 30. All right, because it's top 10 protected. The Knicks have Detroit's pick, which is top 18 protected. So if Detroit falls anywhere between 19 and 30, the Knicks get the pick. They have the Wizards pick, which is top 14 protected. So the Knicks get it if it falls anywhere between 15 and 30. That's 2023. In 2024, the Knicks have their own pick. Then they have a Dallas pick. If it's not settled, if the 2023 pick isn't settled, the Knicks would get Dallas's pick in 2024 if it's not settled. Same thing with, well, they have a same thing with the Detroit pick, same thing with the Washington pick. All right, in 2025, they have their own pick. Same thing, if the Dallas pick or the Detroit picks aren't settled, they would convey, or the Washington picks aren't settled, they would convey in 2025. And then they have a Milwaukee Bucks pick, which is protected top 4, right? So anywhere between 5 and 30, the Knicks would get that pick.
And Sim, any kind of these protections make the deal way harder, because if they try to give the 2024 and the 2023 doesn't convey, they don't have the 24. And what's going to happen if they're going to try to put that in the deal? So I don't think Danny Ainge is going to take any chances on those picks.
He probably, he's probably not, unless they may be picks that are thrown in for sweeteners, right? Or to
I think
outbid
that's what they
somebody else.
Are. Yeah, because I'm not opposed to doing 3, 4 unprotected and forget the sweeteners, and I think that works too. So the Knicks, I gotta say the Knicks, and there's no problem with it, but I think that offer was a low ball. You know what I mean? That was just a starting point type thing.
So if the Knicks have more draft capital to be able to move around, even though it could get a little bit more convoluted with the way that the picks would convey here or there. At some point, those picks would convey into something. Maybe 2 second-round picks or something. They would convey into something at some point. So the Knicks can still offer a much healthier package than the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I guess we will see how it works out, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to Uncle Fulio. He said Knicks probably the 5th best team in the division. I'm not going to say probably the 5th best team in the division. We'll see. Last 2 times, all 5 teams in the division were in 2006 and 2011 are the last 2 times all 5 teams in the division were in the top 10 seeds. I'm not gonna say probably, it would be between Toronto and New York though. So I get that part of it. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, Big Bubba. I'm trying to make this move. I'm trying to make it happen.
Hey, Sam, look.
I'm trying to make it happen. We need talent to get over the top. I'm trying to make this thing happen, man. I do want to make an announcement though, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to put your deposits down for the home opener tickets, do it now. Get it done. All right. There's a link in the description of the video so that you can get that done. I'm actually talking with I spoke with the Knicks rep earlier. For those who made a deposit, we're going to have a meeting tonight at 6:30 to talk about our packages. And once we have those packages complete, then we'll put it out for everybody else to purchase. So get your deposits in now because it's going to be very limited. There's going to be a limited number of tickets available once the packages come out because we've had people make deposits already.
So you doing it, you said tonight?
Tonight at 6:30. All right, should last, half an hour to 40 minutes or something
but you're going to have a say in the negotiations for the deal, guys.
You have a say. That's right. That's and that's, that's a lot. That's, most people want to have a say in something, be able to have a little bit of control over it,
RJ Barrett better be there. I ain't coming.
No refunds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you already bought that ticket, it's kind of a done deal. You better send somebody.
Yeah, Sim, he got one or two.
I see what you did there.
Andy, you gotta relax, brother. Please relax.
One or three.
You're blushing, bro. You're blushing.
It might be three, Andy. It might be three. Because I think he's bringing his pops to the game and stuff like that. So that might be the introduction point right there.
Sim, I swear to God, I ain't never telling you nothing ever again, yo. Sim, you the worst.
What?
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
If I was ever telling Sim I'm getting married, he gonna say, "Yo, chat, going to a wedding."
Wouldn't you want the chat to celebrate with you if you get married?
Not if it's a secret wedding.
Yo, man. I'm a private person when it comes to my love life a little bit. Man. I like to nah, man. But I don't know. We might have 3 tickets, 4 tickets, 5. Who knows? Who knows?
Now you try to add 4 or 5 to this neck. Oh my goodness. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there's actually a video that you can go check out and see the whole process when it comes to putting down your deposit and the meetings that come afterwards, so on and so forth. All right, so check out that video. Put down your deposits, ladies and gentlemen. All right, get it done before the tickets are sold out. All right, you put down your deposit, you reserve your spot. All right, so make sure you do that. And there's a link right there in the YouTube chat. There's also a link in the description of the video. And other than that, folks, I'm gonna get out of here so that we can prepare for this meeting at 6:30. All right, I'll get some last words from everybody, and we can rock up out of here. Tony, it's on you, bro.
Nicks and bruises right after the meeting. Your blackest time. Sim, appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate you. I'm gonna hit him with that. Andy.
Listen, guys, I'm happy. I'm back. Sim finally got me out of the timeout for that clickbait, topic I made on the show. So I'm probably gonna do a show on Friday because on Saturday I'm gonna be on with Knicks Fans Brazil. Yeah, he invited me to the show, so on Saturday you can catch me there. I hope I can hop on Friday with the topic. Maybe not rumors, maybe some facts are gonna be, by that time. So let's hope so.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, hit him with Big Bubba. Last words, man.
And I know what you're gonna do.
What? I ain't doing nothing. I'm just asking you for some last words, man.
Oh my
Come
God.
on.
Look, shout out to Andy and you for snitching on my love life. Nah, Sim, man, great show at all, man. Look, I know I'm the guy right now that everybody hates because I don't want Donovan Mitchell. But listen, man, I think don't do it, Sim, Sim, do not press that damn button.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm letting you finish your spiel. Finish your spiel.
No, so look, man, I think this team is really good right now. I feel like we have the point guard. We got these players, man. I think they're going to be really good. Because I know what Sim's going to do. So, no, man, look, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there with my dad at the game. That's it.
Okay.
We're going to have a good time with the family. You know what I mean? So all the lovable people are going to be there. So, Sim, just do it.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, man, we about to get up out of here. I will talk to you guys later. Anything that happens, we're going to make sure to keep you updated. Make sure you get those home opener deposits in, ladies and gentlemen. There's a link in the description, link in your YouTube chat. Take care of that right now. And if you've already made your deposit, you should have got an email and an invite to tonight's meeting at 6:30. We're out of here, folks. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This